Hello, I am Brad Weimeister, a wildlife biologist with Colorado Parks and Wildlife. CPW is in the process of revising deer herd management plans in the Southwest region, which includes the Mesa Verde mule deer herd. Public input is an important part of the revision process. This presentation, I will give some background information on the Mesa Verde mule deer herd and proposed management objectives that will lead management of this population over the next 10 years. The Mesa Verde mule deer herd, or Data Analysis Unit D-29, is located in the southwest corner of Colorado and includes game management units 72 and 73. It is 1,800 square miles and contains portions of Dolores and Montezuma counties. 32% of the DAU is public lands, which includes Mesa Verde National Park. The remainder of the land is 31% private and 37% tribal. The current population objective, which was set in 2014, is 5,500 to 7,000 deer. Prior to that, the population objective was 11,000. The deer population declined in the late 1990s, but since 2013, it has shown signs of recovery. The current post-hunt population estimate is above the objective at 9,300. Over the past several years, the D-29 sex ratio has been within or above the current management objective of 23 to 28 bucks per 100 does. The average observed post-hunt buck ratio from 2002 to 2022 was 30 bucks per 100 does. In 2022, it was 27 per 100. The observed buck ratio has fluctuated a lot and is most likely from observer bias or error than from changes in buck numbers. In years of high sample size, the buck ratio is often the lowest. Fawn ratios have been good and have averaged 51 fawns per 100 does over the past 20 years. In 2022, they were 57 per 100. Buck harvest has varied over the last 20 years, with a low of 443 bucks harvested to a high of 713. Last season was the high at 713 bucks. The 20-year average was 546. Success rates for hunters do not vary much, and the number of deer harvested is driven more by the number of licenses available. Current doe harvest is on private land through private land-only licenses or game damage permits. Doe harvest over the last 20 years has ranged from 6 to 405. In 2022, 106 does were taken by hunters on private property. A significant concern in the DAU is the cumulative impacts due to human population growth to critical habitat, including winter range, migration corridors, production areas, a high elevation summer range. Ex-urban development is occurring in the DAU, and homes are replacing open lands that currently support deer. Energy development has also increased in deer habitat on private and public lands, resulting in a direct and indirect loss of habitat. Lastly, outdoor recreation continues to grow, placing more people in important deer habitats. Increase in recreation trails and recreation use is decreasing the amount of effective habitat. Managers and the public are concerned over the cumulative and prolonged impacts of development and recreation, which is disrupting migration and decreasing quality and quantity of deer habitats. Actions to enhance and protect important deer habitats will be essential to increase the deer population. Drought has been persistent in southwest Colorado for more than 2 decades. This has had negative impacts on deer habitat and has decreased the amount and quality of forage. Quality habitat provides food, shelter, space, and water, and are important to produce robust mule deer populations. Game damage caused by deer is present in the DAU, but minimal. However, there are concerns about the distribution and harvest of deer. Portions of the deer population are more robust on agricultural fields and less so on public lands. To address this, managers would like to put more harvest pressure on those animals in agricultural areas and on the non-migratory deer, and less harvest pressure on the migratory deer and those using public lands. Chronic wasting disease was detected in the DAU in 2020 with a prevalence rate at 2.1%. The guidelines in CPW's Chronic Wasting Disease Response Plan will be used to address the spread of the disease. Hemorrhagic disease is also present in D29. Within the DAU, the disease can cause die-offs of mule deer in the driest years. More common, though, are infection and sometimes death of individual animals with minimal impacts to the overall population. Based on the feedback given by hunters over the past several years, by observation and with past herd performance, CPW would like to see an increase in the population management objective for D-29. The proposed new objective would be 9,000 to 12,000 animals. This would be at the same level as the population objective prior to 2014. Management would allow population growth on public lands and the migratory portion of the population. Management of deer on private lands would continue as it currently is. CPW proposes to keep the same sex ratio objective of 23 to 28 bucks per 100 does. Please send any comments on the Mesa Verde Deer Management Plan and the proposed objectives to me at the listed email. Thank you for your time and participation.